But one thing I want you to understand is that majority of Nigerian leaders or majority of the people in power, they don't like accountability. They just want to collect, spend it. Don't ask them what happened. Don't ask them how they spend it. Don't ask them what is the result of the expenditure that they did. That is just the problem. Because each time citizen wants to hold them accountable, that is the way they react. They begin to show you that you have no class or that they are better than you. The minister have the responsibility to let Nigeria know every details of what is going on in Works Ministry, in all the road project that is going on. It's not just about the coastal highway. Other roads, they should and must bring the information to public domain. They are spending public resources, so taxpayers who are providing this money should be able to know how and what they are using the money to do. Hello my people, welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. A few days ago, there was a heated argument, between the Arise News anchor Rufai Oseni and the Honorable Minister of Works, Dave Umahi. When they were kind of interacting, and he was asking him some salient questions in respect to the coastal highway. In that interview, Rufai Oseni was trying to find out the cost per kilometer of the road, and also there was a new 100 kilometer that was added to the initial 700 kilometer of road that's supposed to be constructed within the coastal highways numbers. So, but he was trying to find out what is the cost of the additional 100 kilometers, and also the cost per kilometer. However, I think it would have been at the average cost per kilometer because of the dynamic nature of the road. Some of the highways, some portions are going to be more costlier than the others, especially those that are in swampy areas. So, and looking at the argument of that day, it was kind of appalling seeing what transpired between the two. And I think they forgot that they are on a national television and that whatever is happening there is going across the globe. So the argument was so hot to the point that I was like wondering, why is the minister reacting like that? He would have just allowed the anchor, the presenter or the anchor person to be able to put out this question, and they would just answer them honorably, instead of kind of escalating what the anchor person was trying to find out. So guys, before I go into details of what transpired there, if you are new to my channel, please kindly like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you will be among those that will be notified, so that you will get this information as it is hot. All right, so guys, let's delve into the nitty-gritty of what happened in that conversation. First, I will like to put it out that it's very important for us to kind of respect one another irrespective of our position, because the way and manner that the conversation transpired, it wasn't good enough. I think they are not supposed to get into a heated argument, because it is the duty of the pressman to be able to get this information out on behalf of the public, because it's difficult for every Nigerian to go to the Honorable Minister's office to begin to ask him cost per kilometer. But in a place where things work, I don't think this is an issue that that they need television anchor to get from the minister. It will be transparent, it will be published, it will be there. Just a click of a button, you can be able to get all the information that relates to the project. So, but in our climb, everything is shredded in secrecy, and there's lack of transparency and accountability. But one thing I want you to understand is that majority of Nigerian leaders or majority of the people in power, they don't like accountability. They just want to collect, spend it. Don't ask them what happened. Don't ask them how they spend it. Don't ask them what is the result of the expenditure that they did. That is just the problem. Because each time citizen wants to hold them accountable, that is the way they react. They begin to show you that you have no class or that they are better than you. So demanding accountability from our leaders has been a very big issue, because the way they perceive you, because you are trying to find out information in respect of what they are doing or what they have done, or the actions they are taking, they see you as an enemy, and the way they attack you, you'll be wondering as if there's something between you and them. So when you look at what transpired, many people, I have seen so many people talking against the anchor person, that it was this, it was that. That's not the main issue, because if the conversation flowed the way it should be, the anchor person, his duty is to ask questions. That is the way it's designed. The person that was invited to the studio, his duty is not to ask questions, his duty is to answer questions. So he would have allowed the anchor person to ask his question freely, and he would have answered them very simply. For example, when he was putting out the question about cost per kilometer, when he has finished his question, he would have just responded, oh, in this field, it's not cost per kilometer, it's his average cost. However, in this coastal highway, I don't have the cost offhead, but I'm going to tell my team to be able to send the information across to your office so that you can let Nigerians know, what the cost is all about. But for the remaining 100 kilometer, that was newly added, we are yet to even design it, so the cost for now is not available. Very simple and straightforward answer. And the anchor person would have moved to another question, and the conversation would have flowed. But no, you can see a lot of a bossy attitude, trying to show the anchor person that is a nobody, that is him, that is the minister, that who is he to talk to him. I think the anchor person, probably for me, I think jokingly was kind of saying they reported him to the president, in terms of, being reported to the president can be, bringing to the president's attention that the citizens are asking so certain questions, So, but it's not something that that's too big for the minister to understand and be able to, put out the question. But the altercation now went the other way around, that even the anchor person, the way he was also, trying to, put out his question, or, trying to respond to virtually everything the minister was saying, now makes it looks like a boyfriend and a girlfriend that is having a, kind of argument, relationship argument. So, but anyway, I think it's better you hear from two of them, and then we will now come back and see what they would have done differently. And then we'll be able to wrap up, this video. So guys, don't go away. Let's listen to the minister and the anchor person and see the fight that took place on that fateful day. We'll be right back.
So at first, Minister, after you had gone to report me in front of President Tinubu and said all sorts, anyway, I am not beholden to you. My job is accountability.
You're too small for me to report you to the president.
No, but they are
You're too small
Minister,
for me to
Minister,
report you to the
Minister, let me
president.
speak. Minister, let me speak. I have empirical evidence. The world watched it on the commission of the project when you mentioned the questions I asked you to the president. That was reporting me to the president officially. The world watches, so you don't need to dilly dally, but they're empirical facts. I don't talk without facts, Minister. When I have my facts, I talk. And I insist on my question when I ask on cost.
Let me only address you,
Minister. You will not allow me speak. The problem is you will not allow me speak. You spoke for over 20 minutes, over 10 minutes.
Because
now.
You don't know what you are speaking.
But let me speak. Let me speak. You will not.
What your profession is.
You will not allow me speak. You see, if you can just keep quiet and be calm and just allow me speak, I'll be happy. All right. So my question still persists as regards the cost per kilometer. You cannot tell me that we don't have a right to know the cost per kilometer. Even if it's an undulating landscape, give us all the facts and the details of the cost per kilometer. That's all we'll ask for. Other questions as regards the loans taken. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Listen to me.
Minister, you will not allow me to speak. The minister will not allow me to speak.
No. Don't do that with me.
Minister will not allow me to speak.
I was in your studio.
Minister will not allow me to speak.
And when the first section was on, and I ran the figures. And what you're asking us is 750 kilometers of coastal highway. We should tell you cost per kilometer. So you multiply by 750. That's nonsensical.
No, so tell me the cost per kilometer. There's nothing too hard for you to tell me that figure. You've not still told me that figure. So I was right on that point. The second point.
Because you don't understand anything.
The second point I'm trying to make is
You don't understand anything. I'm a professor in this field.
Okay.
You don't understand anything.
What university gave you professorship in this field?
And you cannot ask me to tell you a cost.
What university gave you professorship in engineering? I didn't know you were Professor Umahi, Minister. I didn't know. So please,
I'm professor in practice.
In practice.
I'm professor in practice.
Okay.
I understand engineering very well.
So secondly,
and you have no knowledge of what you're asking.
If you will let me,
you have no knowledge.
If you will let me ask.
So you keep quiet.
Okay.
And then stop.
Minister, it's all right. Keep dignifying yourself and let the world see you for who you are. If you allow me speak. The other 100 kilometers that you said they've added to it, we would like to know the cost per kilometer of that one. And the Winsome Homes, the case is in court. Now, I would like to know the cost per kilometer for that one. I would like to also know the over 700 billion first tranche of loan you guys got for this project. Has the money been spent? How was the money deployed? I would also like to know the terms of that loan. All right? How many years? What's the payback period? What's the payback return of that loan?
Welcome back. So, you have listened to both of them. You can see it was like it was like a battleground, and there's no person to separate both of them. So the altercation was unnecessary. I think our political office holders, when you are going to a television station, a radio station, or whichever station, or the citizens that do freelance journalism, goes around the street asking questions and stuff like that. If they confront you, asking you some certain question based on your public office function, the easiest thing to do, and not to draw attention to yourself, is to just offer them answers to what they are asking. If you don't have the answer, tell them you don't have it, but you're going to work to get it for them, and you can be able to reach back at them. Very simple, very honest, and then things going to flow, properly. But trying to rebuff them or trying to talk them down and make them feel as if they are less citizen than you. They are not less citizen than you. Being a minister doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. The person you are talking down at today can also be a minister tomorrow. So there's no point trying to create that status, differential, telling him that he's a nobody. Who is he to ask you a question? Who is he that you can report him to the president, and so on and so forth. So I think all those things is showing class, showing kind of boss and servant relationship. But Rufai is not working for him. Rufai is not among his team. He's not his employee. So he cannot, come and bring that bossy attitude, on a public television. So we have seen anchors like Amampo in CNN. The way he drills leaders, presidents of countries, he press them, and they have no choice but to provide, answers. That's the kind of, journalism I think Rufai is trying to, get into, in terms of being someone that can press you for answers and then you'll be able to put out the answer. So he tried to press the minister, but it wasn't working. So the issue is that the minister have the responsibility to let Nigeria know every details of what is going on in the works ministry, in all the road project that is going on. It's not just about the coastal highway. Other roads, they should and must bring the information to public domain. They are spending public resources, so taxpayers who are providing this money should be able to know how and what they are using the money to do. And don't forget that this coastal highway stuff, since it started, Nigerians have been too skeptical on that road. One, the way and manner the road was awarded, to who it was awarded. And when you look at the company that is handling that road, it already was alleged that the son of the president is a board member to that company, which brings about the issue of conflict of interest. So when you look at all those things, you see the reason why citizens are pressing. Why is there no competitive bidding? And the project is over 1 trillion, I think 1.5 trillion naira. That's huge. So, and now additional 100 kilometers have been added. So now the cost may be close to 3 trillion, as the case may be. So nobody knows. But until they come up with the cost of the newly added 100 kilometers, then we'll be able to probe further on that. When Rufai was asking about the new 100 kilometers that was added, the minister would have explained clearly that it was newly mentioned by the president, and they are still working, on trying to even start the design. It is when they have started the design and cost it, and that's when they can be able to come up with the figures and the average cost per kilometer, and that would have laid it to rest. So all these altercations, exchanging words on national television, talking down on one another and stuff like that is highly unnecessary. That's my take on that issue. But Nigerian politicians, the way they do, one, they like to show you that they are public office holders. That's why most of them will first ask you, do you know who I am? That's one of their first word. Do you know who I am? Do you know that I'm a senator of the Federal Republic? Do you know I'm a minister of the Federal Republic? Do you know I'm the governor of? So it's always like that, because they want you to know who they are, so you can be afraid to know that, oh, because he's a minister, like one of them in the House of Reps said the other time, he can make the Uber driver disappear. So that's how they feel. They feel they are the lords. They feel that you are the one to serve them, whereas they are the ones who are supposed to serve you and me, because they are public office holders. They are the public servants. So they are to serve us, who is paying their salaries and their exorbitant lifestyle. But the other way around, they felt that they are ministers, they are governors, they are senators, and what have you, that you are the one to serve them. That's quite appalling, So the way they dignify the citizens, because one, they know that they don't need you as a citizen to win any political office. They know how they find their way, how they, rig the system and be able to get whatever position, they want, whether governor or president or whatever. So your vote does not count. If your vote counts, they will talk to you with respect. That is the truth. If you go to the United States of America, whatever the citizens are saying, the president listens, the Congress people listen, because if you don't listen, they recall you. By the second, after your 2 years in office, when they are doing the, the next election stuff, the whole, your county, your area and your state, they will just vote you out, and that's it. They know the power of the citizen, because vote counts. But in our climb, vote does not count. That is why they treat citizens like this, they talk to them like that, because they know in the next election cycle, they don't need your vote to win. So all those things you see them do campaign, come to your area, talk and go, share rice, All those ones are just formalities. They know where the battleground is, all right? They know where they do the rigging at the collation center. That's where they do the demand job. So they know, and they save up the money to do that. So I don't know how we're going to deal with that until we have a transparent, credible, free and fair election, that our votes begins to count. That's when they will have some respect for the citizens. So it is what it is, but it's quite unfortunate and it's quite sad that a high-level political office holder, will be talking like that. You have spoken, you don't allow the anchor to ask you the question you want to ask, So, yeah, so at times, Rufai may be some bone, on their neck, because the way he talks, ask questions and make references and stuff like that. What happened there would have been avoidable. That is the point. But something struck my mind, because I saw a video of the governor of Oyo State, the governor Makinde, was speaking, and he said, "What is the big deal, about this whole stuff of kilometer, cost per kilometer and stuff like that?" That, yeah, at least the minister would have provided at least an average, cost that is known. So he gave instances of some of the roads he constructed, the total cost and the average cost per kilometer. He just gave it off head there and said, "What is the big deal that they are going back and forth, escalating the questions and stuff like that? That is unnecessary. That they should be able to do more better, in terms of providing information to the citizen." Anyways, just listen to what Governor Seyi Makinde said.
It was awarded for 10 billion naira, 65 kilometers at that particular time. It's a very simple translation. 65 divided by 10 billion, that's something like 153 million a kilometer. How would they ask a minister, so how much is the coastal road? And then you're dancing around, going to say, no, next kilometer is different from next kilometer. Yeah, what is the average cost? When we did Oyo to, it was about 9.9, almost 10 billion. I was about, this time around, 34 or 35 kilometers. Average cost 238 million per kilometer. When we did Oyo, no, it's saying to Ogbomoso, 76 kilometers, was about 43 billion. Average cost almost 500 and something, maybe 500 million per kilometer. And we have two bridges, one over Ogun River and then one at Ogbomoso end.
All right, welcome back. So you heard him. You heard what he said. And that's what I expected that the minister would have done. All right? So you're a professor in practice, according to what he said. So he would have simply corrected, the anchor person and said, "Hey, Rufai, it's not cost per kilometer. We don't have cost per, we can't provide you cost per kilometer, but we can give you an average cost per kilometer. And I don't have it here handy. So I can be able to, let my team, get it across to your office so that you can be able to, share for citizens to know what is going on that coastal highway." Simple. And then the next one, we'll not yet, done the design to ascertain the cost, the average cost per kilometer, or even the total cost the project will be like. So, but as soon as we do that, they do the design, follow the process, and is approved, then the cost will be available. Very simple, straightforward. So there's nothing to be debating and wasting time they would have used to ask more questions and then let the citizen know. So there's quite a whole lot that goes on, in Nigeria. And I think that when it comes to Arise News, especially when it involves Rufai, most of the people that comes there already have a predetermined mindset on the way they work or answer or respond to, Rufai Oseni's question. Because to them, they believe that he's aggressive or the way he asks questions, they don't like it. So they prepare ahead of time on the way and manner they will attack him. I remember his, conversation with the late Manokpasa at that time, how it was. So many of them, some try to avoid him. Those who comes already created that mindset of how they will, deal with him or approach him, or if he says something like this is how they will, kind of hit him to embarrass him on TV and stuff like that. But he's doing his job. So it's you that is responding to the thing and trying to do what you are doing will be the one that will be embarrassing yourself. So the point is, if you don't want to interface with him, if he invites you, don't come. Just give him a reason that you can't make it and then leave him there. But if you are coming for that program, make sure you are ready to answer questions. His job is to ask questions. His job is not to answer. It is the person that comes for the interview that is meant to answer questions. That's the way it works. So most of the time, we watch Shegu Okimbaloye. If you ask him questions, he said, no, he can't answer that. His job is to ask you questions. So it's what it is. So you don't like things going to the media or asking questions and stuff like that. There's no point honoring the invitation. As for me, that's what I think. So, Honorable Minister, well, the only thing I would want to say is this. Two things. One is that Nigerians have rights to know what is going on in all the roads projects that you guys are doing. They have right to know every details about the coastal highway. The 750 kilometers that is already awarded, the cost, the average cost, if there is any, challenges, how the bidding, when Nigeria have right to know, because it is their money that you guys are spending. The money you guys are spending on that road is not your personal money. It is Nigerians' money. So they have right to know. So understand that you are serving the public, and that's the reason why you must be open for criticism. You must be open for praise. You must be open for anything coming from the citizen. You must answer them. That's how it works. So you are not working for President Tinubu. You are working for Nigerians, because the Tinubu himself is working for Nigerians, the president. So that's how it is. The Nigerians are the king. They always say that the customer is the king. So in this business, the citizens are the king. So you have to do what suits what the citizen wants, not what suits you or your government. No, you are serving the citizens. So understand that you are there to serve. The citizens are not to serve you. You are to serve the citizens. And also, like they said, he that pays the piper dictates the tune. The citizens are the one paying. All the loans you people are collecting in the name of infrastructure, who is going to pay? The citizens. By the time you are done as a minister, you leave. The debt you have incurred, the borrowings you people have made in the name of infrastructure is still there, tied to Nigerian citizens. So you see the reason they must know what you are doing, how you are doing it, and in whose interest you are doing it. So this is very, very important. The second part is kind of an advice for you to know that if you draw inference from what is going on in MFL's case, you never believed he will be in the situation he is today, right? He was the CBN governor then, was even asking people who want to fight him to come out, that he's ready to fight anybody who wants to fight him. Now the fight has come to his doorstep. His voice has gone quiet, right? So whatever you guys are doing in government, make sure that you guys are doing what is right, because tomorrow government will change power. Government changes hands, another new people comes in, maybe from a different party and stuff like that. And when they come to infrastructure, Minister of Works, all the roads is you they will hold accountable, not the president. Buhari was in his home in Daura and in Kaduna, and the MFL has been dragged everywhere. That is the one that was given all the approvals to MFL at that point. But today is the one who is carrying the load. So when citizens are asking questions, make sure this information are available so that citizens can know what is going on. So that when next administration comes in, you won't be a victim of what others have done. That is the reason you need to be more transparent, more accountable to the citizen. Very, very important. So I don't know, but I think that mentality or that mindset of our political office holders need to change. They need to begin to realize that their responsibility is accountability to the citizens, not to the employer, not to the president who appointed them in that position. As you are, being responsible to the man that employed you, the Mr. President, you will also be more responsible and accountable to the citizens. So if the citizens refuse to pay tax or start doing all kinds of activities that will derail oil production and all that, how are you going to do the project? With which money? You can't even see your paycheck at the end of the month, talk less of project. So that is the reason why you guys in government need to ensure that you are doing things that is in line with alleviating the sufferings of the citizens, and also ensuring that you guys are fixing the relevant roads that the citizens use on daily basis. The internal roads are bad. All the federal roads, most of them are terrible, in terrible condition. Some have lingered for years. Look at the East-West Road. It's been there for over 15 years, close to 20 years now. That road yet to be completed. But we are in a new road, the coastal highway. So these are the issues many of the citizens are clamoring for, that the major road they are using on daily basis are terrible. And the government have not done them, but they are awarding new ones with the funds they would have used to fix the major ones that the citizens are using. Edo Uchi Road is terrible. Lagos Ibadan, they are still on it for how many years now? More than 10 years. So Enugu, Onitsha, Oka Expressway, the same issue. So when you begin to mention all kinds of roads, critical roads that the citizens are using. The other day I was watching, is it the Calabar, it was something road, very terrible. I was looking at some of the videos, on the social media. So when you look at some of these things, you will understand the reason why the citizens are more interested in why this coastal highway, when the internal roads they are using on daily basis is not functional. So you can understand them. So that is why you need to be prepared to be able to, provide this information to the citizen. If it was published, I don't think Rufai will be asking that on the TV. He will not. And he's doing that because many citizens have been tweeting, chatting him, talking to him. He's going through chats of people on social media and he was seeing the question they're asking. So now that they had the platform, that's why he's putting those questions out. It's because of what the citizens are probing. So it's not about Rufai. Rufai is like the voice of the people on that platform where he is. So that's what he's doing. So don't take it personal that it's about Rufai. Rufai is not about Rufai. Rufai is just representing the people. So that's what I think my view on this, will be like. But going forward, you guys should be able to culture yourself together, culture yourself very well, so that you don't put out a wrong image or wrong signal to the public. So that's what I think it should be. So guys, I don't know what your own view has been concerning this issue, and listening to what the minister did, and looking at what Seyi Makinde said, the governor of Oyo State, you'll be able to link the two together to know that what happened there wouldn't have happened in the first place. So when you listen to what the minister said in that interview, and listen to response Seyi Makinde, the governor Seyi Makinde gave, you begin to understand that what the minister did was unnecessary. Derailing that and escalating it and making it like a personal, vendetta. I don't know, but it was highly unnecessary. And the governor, I stand with what Governor Seyi Makinde said. It's a very simple question that demands very simple answer. Straightforward, simple and short. That's what it is. So, well, like I said, when you have a predetermined mindset coming to the station, that's how the reaction, comes. So that's what it is. So guys, let me hear what you think concerning this in the comment section. The comment section is open for you. Drop your comment there. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drops, you will be among those that will be notified. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. I'm signing out. See you.